Hi, I'm Victoria Findlay Wolfe. This is my quilt Nightlight, and I am documenting this for the Known and Unknown exhibit for the Quilt Alliance. I am at my home in New York on Long Island, and this quilt, I do a lot of driving, commuting from my house on Long Island to where I also live in New York City. And one bright day, as the sun was peeling out from behind the clouds, I thought, wow, wouldn't that be something really cool to try to work out in a quilt? Sort of the sun peeking out behind the cloud, the little rays of light that we see coming down. And it's an image that, and the colors kind of stuck in my head for a long time. And I really wasn't sure how I was going to capture that. But I went home and I pulled a whole bunch of fabrics that I thought felt like the colors that I had seen that day. And I wanted to make something that seemed as magical and as strong as kind of that impact that you get when you see those rays of light coming through the sky. And so I thought, well, if I play with some squares, how can I make a simple square quilt look much more complex? So this is a quilt that I designed on my design wall. I laid every single piece out and realizing that this was going to be sewn together with partial seams, meaning I can't just pick this up back off the wall, bring it to my sewing machine. So I had to make a stand-up sewing station right next to my design wall so that I could pick one piece of fabric off the wall and partially sew it together and put it back on the wall and grab the next piece and partially sew that on, and kept going until I literally had this full quilt in my hands trying to sew one more piece onto the quilt. It was definitely a challenge, and it was fun to work outside of the box that way. I had a very clear idea about how I wanted this quilt quilted. This quilt is actually quilted by my best friend Shelly Pollyi from Missouri. And the funny thing is that I had actually put it on my long arm and I'd planned on quilting it, and I quilted about 3/4 of this quilt, very much the way that you see this, but I have a love-hate relationship with my long arm. I don't really enjoy it, and I really did not like what I had done. And so I spent about a week unpicking everything that I had done, folded it up, put it in a box, and sent it off to my friend Shelly to quilt it. We do a lot of work together as collaborations, and I'm just happy that she was able to put the finishing touches on this quilt, very much like if those sunbeams reached from New York all the way to Missouri. Thank you so much.